Hi there, David. Thanks for coming to speak to us today. We've just got a few questions to be interviewed. So, how have you found this evening?
Having a great time this evening. It's great to be in amongst the energy of the students again, and it actually takes me back to my days when I coached the Scottish University's volleyball team, and being in amongst the students. It's great.
Okay, and what's your thoughts so far? Like, has it been as energetic as it always has been?
I think the energy is even more vibrant than it was when I was coaching and or even playing. I think you can see it in all the sections. Everybody's very enthused about the evening, but obviously it's a reflection on the energy that the students put into their sport.
That's really good. Yeah, we've had an increased number of clubs this year and an increased number of people. So just the first one to run through the list. So what was your first Paralympic Games like?
Well, my first Paralympic Games was in 1980, and if you think that's 32 years ago, and we've seen Paralympic Games in London with 80,000 people in the stadium, and obviously Great Britain. Johnny Peacock, for example, won that 100 metres as the amputee 100 metres runner, and I was that 100 metres runner in the 1980 Games, and he found his mother amongst the 80,000 straight afterwards. I found my mother because there was only about 20 people in the stadium. And so I was easily found my parents afterwards, but it was a very different scenario 32 years ago.
That is absolutely incredible. I'm supposed to go on here now, but I actually watched far more the Paralympics than the Olympics this summer in London. Absolutely incredible to have it in the sport. The boom that we've had across the UK is incredible, and I really hope it continues. So it continues on to next year with the 2014 in Glasgow. So what are your thoughts, and are you excited about the Commonwealth coming to Glasgow next year?
Well, I don't live in Scotland anymore, but I was fortunate last year to have a spell. Because I now work in the major sporting events game, I was asked to be interim head of transport for Glasgow 2014 for 5 months last year. So I was fortunate to get a real taste of what's going on in the organising committee, and also, you know, the energy that's around the people that are getting involved in the games, and have just started recruiting for volunteers, and the momentum is building for just an incredible games in Glasgow that's really going to follow on from London, but it's going to do it the Scottish way. It's going to do it the Glasgow way, which is going to be even better in my view for people tuning in their home country in Scotland. Great that Great Britain did it, and great that London did it, but Glasgow will do it the Glasgow way, which is fantastic.
You've literally just answered my next question. I was going to ask you, what do you think the Games will do for students at Strathclyde? But really, for me, I think I really want to ask, what do you think the social impact it would have on Glasgow as a whole? We're a city university in the heart of Glasgow, and we really need to think beyond just our own university. We need to think of the social impact we can have. But what do you think it will do to the youth in Glasgow, the students, the people? What energy do you think the Commonwealth will bring to Glasgow?
Well, again, I've been very fortunate to be involved in major international sporting events since I left Scotland, like the Winter Olympic Games, like the Olympic Games, Football World Cups, and you see the vibrancy and the energy on the street for the ordinary man and woman and kid, and that's what's coming to Glasgow. That's the social impact that the Games will make, is that it's an atmosphere you can't describe, and until it's here you don't know what it's like. In fact, Craig and I were talking about the atmosphere in France in '98. I was fortunate enough to be a fan, and until you're there and you're on the street, you can't describe it, and you can tell people about it. But that's the fantastic thing that's going to happen to Glasgow and all of Scotland, is that they're going to feel that inside their hearts themselves. And that's the impact that makes people, I want to take up this sport, I want to go to training, Mum, Dad, take me to volleyball, take me to athletics. And that's what we've got to look forward to in Scotland now.
That's absolutely incredible. So I'm just loving the impact that it's going to have on the students and the people in Glasgow. But if you had to sum up your experience at Strathclyde as to one event and one event only, what would the best thing about Strathclyde be?
Almost impossible, because there was so many fabulous experiences. But it is when you're representing your university and you're playing in British universities championships, for example, or as it was when I was here, Scottish colleges and British colleges, and to win the British colleges championships for Jordan Hill, now Strathclyde, on a couple of occasions with the volleyball team. Pretty hard to beat that, and I was fortunate enough to do that in my 4th year as I was graduating as well, so it was a great memory to take away. So to be British Colleges champions for Jordan Hill, hard to beat that one, and now as we know, it's now all Strathclyde, so that was the proudest moment on the court for me, that's for sure.
Nothing beats winning, and that's what we're experiencing a lot of at the moment at Strathclyde, so thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a brilliant evening.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.